Tony Ferguson has been very active on social media over the last 2 days, basically begging to be added to the last pay-per-view of the year, UFC 256, December 12th. It's been hit by injuries, right? We were supposed to get Usman versus Burns. We were supposed to get Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. Both those fights are off, so we're left with just one title fight, at least as of right now, Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Here's Tony Ferguson begging to be added, and I got news for you, DC. I don't think he's going to be added. He wants to fight Michael Chandler. Chandler not responding at all. What do you make of this whole situation? Doesn't this seem like a layup?
So yes, it does. My question is this though: with Chandler, what's the plan for Chandler? What's the plan, or what's the hope for Chandler? Not only from the organization, but from Mike. Like, who do they want? I think the most legitimate fight is to take. I mean, Tony Ferguson. That's an insane fight. You know, that fight, if you get past Ferguson, now you're the number one contender. And not many people can argue that. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I haven't figured out why I haven't heard anything yet about Chandler in his UFC debut. That's what I'm very interested about. And I believe that him versus Ferguson makes all the sense in the world, adds immediate star power to a pay-per-view now that has only Volkanovski. Is it Volkanovski
No,
fighting?
Petr Yan, Aljamain
Petr Yan.
Sterling.
Yeah, you need another name to that fight card. And I'm sure they're working on it behind the scenes, but seems like a layup to throw Ferguson versus Chandler on there.
Well, he's putting out videos, very nicely produced videos, by the way, putting out tweets, and
Yeah, I know.
he's getting no response. And I'm told that he's hitting a brick wall. Like, it's not looking good for him to be added. This reminds me of a couple of years ago when there was Marlon Moraes versus Henry Cejudo in Chicago, and also Valentina versus Jessica, and they needed some beefing up. So they added Ferguson versus Donald Cerrone. Here's Tony Ferguson yet again. Remember, he saved the day back in May in Jacksonville, trying to save the day, beef up this card, but for whatever reason, there are no takers. And DC, you know what I kind of feel like right now? I sort of feel like Michael Chandler is debuting. This is shades of Kurt Angle, 1999. He's clean cut. He's good looking, right? He's got the perfect physique, but I feel like he's kind of a heel right now because first he enters the company as the backup for the title fight that no one really thought made a lot of sense. Then you have RDA campaigning for him, and he's like, no. Now you have Tony Ferguson. Like, is Michael Chandler a heel? Is he like the perfectly, groomed?
When they're perfect, it makes you want to boo the guy, right?
What's going on here?
So Michael Chandler's no selling everybody.
No selling.
You know what would be great if Michael Chandler just ends up in a title fight? That would be the ultimate top
right in there.
But just you know what? Tony Ferguson, you're calling me out. It's not for a belt. You RDA, not for a belt. Next thing you know, he's in an interim title fight, or he's in the lightweight title fight. That would just be the greatest thing in the world, because it would make people just dislike him. And if I'm Chandler, I'm just steering right into it. I mean, if all that hate is off to the left, I'm just turning my car as hard left as I can, and I'm going right into the hate because, like you said, man, he seems to do, on the surface, he seems to do everything right. He trains hard. He looks good. He's physically strong. But it almost seems as though right now, coming in the way that he did, it's almost like the silver platter is getting handed to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because how does a guy that's about to make his debut have that much say or no say in terms of responding to all these dudes that have been here for years, and they can't get him to at least acknowledge him? It's crazy to watch.
You guys put him over like no other on the broadcast. He's there with you and Anik.
I talked to him. He did such a great job. He commanded the screen. He was very well spoken. He turned to me. He turned to Anik. You could see that this guy's won a title or two in his lifetime. You could see it. He's won a title. He's been in the spotlight. He understands how he needs to behave in front of a camera.
Or maybe as our producer Sean is telling me now, maybe he's John Cena, early days John Cena. He's so perfect that everyone turns on the guy, because I feel like he's just so perfect. But yet, like, DC, how do you not respond to Ferguson? Like, Ferguson is putting out produced video packages. Like, Ferguson went out and made his own video package, and it wasn't just like something on his phone. Like, this was high level stuff. Like, he got someone to do.
It might be even better. Right? Tony's putting so much effort, and he's just no selling him. He's like, I'm too big for you, Tony Ferguson. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna wait here
just
for
the
Khabib
visual.
To come
like,
back.
I'm just gonna sit here and fight Khabib. I mean, you guys, I'm just gonna fight Khabib. Like, really? Like, he said, Khabib said he's walking away because he could either come back and be 30-0 or 29 in Chandler. He said he could be 29 in Chandler.
Did he say that? I missed that.
He said that.
That's a great line,
he
by
can
the
be
way.
30-0 or he can be 29 in Chandler. And I'm like, so Michael Chandler's just sitting there going, you know what? I'm just gonna fight Khabib. If Khabib's coming back, I'm fighting Khabib. Like
He's
the rest
just
of you guys
chilling?
can just go rock, huh?
He's
It's
just
crazy.
chilling.
I've never seen anything like it. I don't think I've ever seen a guy come into the UFC and have this approach.
It's kind of brilliant in some respects, but I would love to see that fight added to the 12-12
I would love to
pay-per-view.
see him fight.
Because
Well, I think he's gonna have to fight somebody, right? Ultimately, as fun as
Ferguson makes all the sense in the world.
it does, but as fun as this is gonna be so fun, and he did the heel, he's gonna have to fight someone. He ain't gonna just get Khabib or McGregor. So we gotta see who that person is gonna be.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.